So, it's now 5:49 on the final public holiday of our mid-semester break. Right now, we are looking at question 8. It's a conveyor belt system designed to check if the number of boxes on the conveyor belt is satisfactory compared to that of what the factory requires. In the question, it's 20. We've lowered the count down a bit to make it a bit easier in terms of clicking buttons and seeing the difference. Got two types of code running here. The first one we'll see is the block diagram. We can see over here, it's quite simple. We've got a count up device. So every time the start sensor is tripped, which is when a box is put on the conveyor, it counts up 1. We can see these numbers increasing over here. Similarly, as the boxes fall out into the bin, they decrease the number of the conveyor belt. So this box is counting up and down, and this is the number that's outputting. Those numbers feed into a couple of different boxes. So we've got a greater than box. So if the number is greater than 10, light green will show. We've got a greater than and a less than here, saying greater than 7 or less than 9, and we've got an and, so it must reach both of those in order to make the light yellow turn on. And finally, we've got a red light for if there are less than 6 blocks. So we can see the code working. We're slowly counting up the number of blocks on the conveyor belt, and we can see the colour changing to yellow and then to green. If he slows down and more are falling off than are getting put on, the lights will slowly go to yellow back to red. We can also reset the count back to 0 using the reset count button. Similarly, we've done the code in text, and we can see that running here as well. So it runs very similarly. You can input text box using the input wizard up here. We've got a count box which increments count value depending on how the sensors have been pushed. Light green again will show if it's greater than 10. We then have greater than and less than, reading the count value, and light yellow will only turn off if both of them are satisfied. Light red turns on when it is less than 6. So again, we can see that code working nicely as we press through the buttons. Relatively robust code. There's no real way to break this. So yeah.